Hello students, today I am going to explain a new story of your book, that is Gulliver's Travel. This story is a very famous story, and in your book a small part of this story is given. Many movies have been prepared using this story, and this story is written by a very famous writer. Let's see who is the author of the story and know some facts about the author of the story. Do you know who is the author of the story? About the author Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift, pseudonym Isaac Baker Swift, born November 30, 1667, Dublin, Ireland, died October 19, 1775, Dublin, Anglo-Irish author who was the foremost prose satirist in English language. Beside the celebrated novel Gulliver's Travel in 1726, he wrote such short works as A Tale of a Tub in 1704 and A Modest Proposal. He had written many novels in English. Students, I am providing an animated story to you all. Listen the story carefully. That will help you to understand the story when I will explain that. I hope you all will enjoy the story. Thank you. Stay safe at your home.
Gulliver's Travels, Chapter 11, The Giant's House. The giant carried Gulliver to see his boss. The giants were farmers, and there were 6 of them working in the field that day. He dropped Gulliver into the boss's hand, and the boss looked at Gulliver as if he was looking at a strange insect. Gulliver stood up and tried to talk to the giant, but the giant did not know what he was saying. The giant put Gulliver on the floor, and Gulliver did a little dance. He finished the dance with a clap, and then shook his hands out to the side. Ta-da! The giant laughed. Then the other giants sat down in a circle around Gulliver to watch him. Gulliver took off his hat and waved it in a circle over his head. Then he put his other hand to his chest and bent down politely. The giants all laughed. Now they knew that Gulliver was a clever little person, not some strange animal. The boss picked Gulliver up and spoke to him, but his voice was too loud. Gulliver covered his ears until he finished talking. Gulliver tried to speak to the giant in English, then in French, then in Spanish, but the giant could not understand him. The boss took out a handkerchief and put it across his hand. He put his hand on the floor and pointed to it. Gulliver knew he wanted him to climb into his hand. Gulliver climbed into his hand, and the giant picked him up. Gulliver was very scared of falling, so he lay down. The giant wrapped Gulliver up like a little baby, put him in his pocket, and carried him home. The giant showed Gulliver to his wife, and his wife screamed like she had seen a spider. The giant said something to her and put Gulliver on the table. Gulliver did his little dance again, and the wife laughed. She was not scared anymore. The whole giant family sat down to dinner. There was a very big plate of meat on the table. The farmer put Gulliver on the table. Gulliver was very scared. The table was very high. Then the farmer's wife put some bread, and a piece of meat on a little plate and gave it to Gulliver. Gulliver took out a knife and fork from his pocket and used it to eat the meat. The farmer and his wife laughed when they saw the little man using a little knife and fork. Gulliver and the giants laughed and ate. They were having a nice time. But then, the farmer's son picked Gulliver up and held him upside down by his legs. "Help me! Put me down!" shouted Gulliver, but the boy could not hear him. The farmer took Gulliver from the boy and hit the boy on the head. Gulliver was very happy the farmer saved him. The farmer looked at Gulliver, and Gulliver put his hands together to say thank you. Gulliver then pointed at the boy, punched the air, and waved his finger to say, "No." Gulliver did not want the farmer to hit the boy anymore. The farmer smiled at Gulliver and put him down. Next, a cat 3 times the size of a cow jumped onto the table. The farmer's wife took the cat and held it in her arms. She was laughing, but Gulliver knew that life would be dangerous here. After dinner, the farmer's wife took Gulliver upstairs and put him on a big bed. Gulliver was very tired and soon fell asleep. Suddenly, Gulliver heard a noise and woke up. He saw 2 big rats running towards him. They were as big as dogs. Gulliver took out his sword and killed one. The other ran away. Gulliver went and hid under the sheet. He knew that he was in a very dangerous place.